Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Today's topic is the Tunguska incident of 1908.
I just said Tunguska.
Tunguska, I think. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that's our pronunciation.
Works for me.
It's an ace, more of a mystery than a conspiracy, because it did
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, there is a bit of a conspiracy to it. Could be something else. I've got a few other options.
Yeah, we'll get into that. What are we doing now?
So now we're going to do Weird News live on Facebook, as you can see. Thanks for watching. Hello. And so let's say thank you to a few new and returning listeners. Someone in Subotica in Serbia, Birmingham, United Kingdom, Kowloon City in Hong Kong.
Wow.
Whangarel, possibly, something like that, New Zealand.
Wow.
Thanks. Bangalore in India, that's Kolkata in India. We've had a few Indian listeners now. Mardam, Pakistan. I hope they're not going to start disagreeing over what episodes they like the best.
No, we'll not get involved.
No. Beirut, Lebanon, Istanbul, Turkey. That's going to be someone on holiday. Dublin, Ireland, Perth, Australia, Bristol, United Kingdom, Brighton, Fayetteville in the United States, Columbus, Ohio. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Cheers.
thank you. Yeah.
Keep tuning in and downloading and all that.
Thanks,
If
review.
you're watching on Facebook Live, wherever you get podcasts from, basically, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, all of them, you'll find it. Just Google it
YouTube.
and listen to us in full, extended, erected.
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right,
All right,
so
then, on with the
let's
show.
crack on with some weird news. What we got first, Mike?
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
There's a lot to digest in this.
Okay.
Former Freemason, 51, found drunk and naked inside a huge pipe organ with a toy gun and remote-controlled police car, says he got lost while trying to hand out cheeseburgers. to the homeless.
Likely story.
Well, we've all been there.
Wow.
I've had some wild nights.
That's a hell of an excuse.
Isn't it?
A toy gun and a remote controlled police car that he stole from the boy they sacrificed in last night's ritual.
He's been in
To
there since
Satan.
last night.
Oh no! I wasn't sacrificing children to Beelzebub. I was handing out cheeseburgers to the homeless officer. I swear.
Well, he is the judge, I suppose you've got to let him off.
Where was the toy gun placed?
Oh, that's a good question.
Does it say?
So the 51-year-old was found lying inside one of the biggest organs in Queensland. Glenn Langford was in court after the arrest at Freemason Centre in Brisbane's CBD. He had intended to give burgers to the homeless, but necked a bottle of whiskey.
Oh, it went down after that.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Tends to do that after if you neck a bottle of whiskey
Yeah.
rather than enjoy it,
As you
responsibly
should.
over a few
Yeah.
hours. To neck it, well, yeah.
What size bottle are we talking?
Any size, and you're
Litre.
basically saying, fuck it, world.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Fuck it, some shit's going down that I'm not going to be in control of. I'm checking out my responsibility card right now. Oh, man. It's like a nuclear bomb going off in your system.
Doesn't bear thinking about it.
Necking a bottle of whiskey.
We had a mate who necked a bottle of vodka once and just immediately hit the deck. We had to get
He
an
did.
ambulance out for him.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
I mean, he necked it all, to be fair to him, but then he literally, the second he took the bottle away from his lips, he just fell flat on his face.
Oh, man. Well,
Good times.
Good time.
good on
It
him.
didn't happen to me, so it was a good time.
Yeah. And a lesson learned for you all.
Exactly. Oh man, he's a former Freemason.
But he's now.
He's kicked out for fucking shit like this.
No, this is like a revenge plot, I think. Former Freemason found drunk and naked inside a huge pipe organ has appeared in court accused of damaging the historic instrument, insured for more than $1 million.
Ooh.
Glenn Langford was arrested on Wednesday after allegedly flooding the Brisbane Masonic Memorial Centre and setting off the fire alarms. The 51-year-old faced charges at the Brisbane Arrest Court on Thursday and was granted bail. Doesn't look like a Freemason. Doesn't look what I expect a Freemason to look like. He looks a bit like a homeless person.
He does a bit.
Looks kind of like a
Cast
child killer
aspersions,
though,
but-
doesn't he?
He's just have a certain child killery vibe coming off him.
Yeah.
But he's grinning like a madman
That's
as
what
he
I
comes
mean.
out of the court.
It's the wild-eyed look. I mean, it looks like he eats cats, like while they're still alive. Just pulls them out of trees. And
Oh, anyway, he says his intentions were initially well-meaning, and the night had got out of hand after downing a bottle of Johnny Walker whiskey. The court was told he was meaning to hand out cheeseburgers to the homeless. Food was left scattered on the floor of the Grand Hall of the heritage-listed temple in Brisbane CBD, which features one of the biggest organs in Queensland. It is feared the organ. I know, I was going to make a penis joke, but
you showed excellent restraint there.
thanks.
Proud of you.
It is feared the organ, installed in the 1930s, may be too damaged to be repaired, despite it being insured for $1 million. Australian dollars, I presume.
Well, he was obviously having a good old time with his toy car and his toy gun, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't get the gun and the toy car.
Well, they
Why
obviously...
he was naked.
But, well, obviously something fucked up went down. If you woke up naked with a toy car and a toy gun, you wouldn't just think, oh, well, just another Thursday. No, you'd think, oh, no.
What have I done?
What have I done?
What again?
Yeah. At the very least, you know, at the decent end of the scale, you've maybe crawled into the wrong garden and stole some garden toys. But
Yeah.
at the worst end, there's a kid in a ditch somewhere.
Or on the floor of the Masonic Temple.
Oh, well, yeah, that in this case.
Or the altar of the Masonic
Definitely.
Temple.
He
Maybe.
took the kid back to them as an offering to be like, look, let me back in. They were like, thanks for the kid, but no, you're
Yeah.
not. So then he set off the fire alarm and went, fucking
Yeah.
dicks, Masonic dicks.
Down
have
that,
this."
down that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Off he went and he woke up in a piano, basically, a massive piano.
Yeah. He also had lost his job and had a relationship breakup.
Oh, so he might have just...
And he's been kicked at the Masons.
Could have just been a case of it all just too much. We've all had days like that where you just go, fuck it. Everyone's and anyone who's in my way is going to get it, haven't we? You know, where you wake up somewhere you shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Just be-
He says, quote, things just got a little loose. I was out of it.
Telling me.
I did have a lot of cheeseburgers to give to the homeless. I'm going to go and see a shrink and don't drink, he added. Good idea, mate.
Good
Yeah,
advice.
good luck to him.
Yeah, well, as long as they find the child alive and well.
As long as he gives those the toys back, at least.
Yeah, and stop eating kittens out of trees.
As long as the homeless get the cheeseburgers in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the judge should have at least sentenced him. Well, dickhead, you're not getting out of it that easily. You're spending the next 3 weeks giving
You
out
should.
cheeseburgers.
Or he can send me a cheeseburger if he wants. I'm kind of hungry.
I very rarely say no to a cheeseburger.
Exactly.
So, what's next?
Yeah.
Next up, doctor warns women not to put £30 sea sponges in vaginas instead of tampons.
Wow. There's been a lot of these kind of articles recently, people putting things inside them they shouldn't be.
It's because of how susceptible people are now. Like, it only takes a few, quote, influencers on social media to post something, and like a significant amount of people are then trying it.
Well,
Anyway,
doesn't that
let's-
suggest that a lot of people are idiots nowadays?
well, yes, we know this to be the case. Present company included.
Do you know what you're on about?
Well, could you please continue with the story,
We
mate?
can't quite believe we're saying this, but the list of inadvisable foreign objects women are inserting into their vaginas has just got longer. Hot on the heels of health warnings about putting garlic in your nether regions comes more medical advice of a similar nature. This time it's aimed at women who might be tempted to use a sea sponge instead of a tampon.
Wow.
Well, I don't know what a sea sponge is, but
Well, I thought they're like quite hard and like dried out, and you use them to like
It's a living animal, isn't it?
scrape. SpongeBob.
Well, it's dead.
SpongeBob.
Here's a sea sponge.
Yeah.
So my knowledge of sea sponges does mainly come from the cartoon, I won't lie. But the man who created SpongeBob was a marine biologist, so maybe he does live in a pineapple under the sea.
I'm guessing so. I'm going to take his word for
Hopefully.
it. If he's a marine biologist, I'm willing to trust him.
Well, if nautical nonsense is something you wish, drop on the deck and
It's
flap
all-
like a fish.
It's all nonsense, all that nautical stuff.
Oh, I love a bit of SpongeBob, mate. When you're sort of Sunday morning stoned, SpongeBob is perfect. I used to watch box sets of it.
Wow.
It's incredible. There's a whole other layer to it for people in their 20s who are high on marijuana. Trust me.
You think it was aimed actually at that crowd originally?
Possibly. Yeah. It hooked me in.
You are quite impressionable though.
This is very true. Yes. So anyway,
Yeah.
what's happening with the sea
She
sponges?
responded, anyone who tells you to put a sea sponge in your vagina wants you to grow more bacteria that causes toxic shock syndrome.
Well, that's not good.
Wow.
There are two things to consider regarding sponges as a sort of makeshift sanitary product. The first is they're a living organism. The second is, as Dr. Gunter points out, sponges are one of the ingredients used in the relay tampon, which back in the 1980s were linked to toxic shock syndrome.
Well, don't put them in you then.
I'm so glad I haven't got a fanny because I've just been shoving all kinds of weird things in it all the time as, quote, experiments.
Yeah, but then you got a hospital.
Gareth, are you upstairs experimenting again?
Why would you still be called Gareth?
I was just saying when I was a teenager, if I was a teenager with a vagina,
Called Gareth.
yeah, that's my name, isn't it?
It's a boy's name.
Oh, I'm just saying, imagine if I was me with a vagina.
Oh, right.
Come on, let's not get in the realms of imagination.
No, it just seems a little strange.
I would probably be experimenting all the time. I'm just saying.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Well done. Thanks for sharing.
That doesn't mean people out there should do it, just because
Yeah.
you're doing it.
I'm saying thank God. 'Cause I'd be one of these fucking idiots sticking a SpongeBob up their fucking clunge, wouldn't I?
Yeah, but then you get toxic shock syndrome.
And die.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where we're going with this.
No. Well, anyway, that's the point of the article, really, isn't it? Don't stick stuff up there you're not supposed to, especially sea sponges.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like fantasy Gaz.
Yeah. Dead of toxic shock.
Well, what a way to go. What's
Yeah, man.
next? Okay, I'll read this one.
You'll think this is a happy story.
Okay, but then
But
does it
it's-
have a twist?
There's a shocking, macabre twist.
Oh, wow, thanks. You won't let me have any joy with
Well, it's
it.
not so much macabre, it's just like, ooh, that's a tough choice.
Okay. Wild raccoon moves into zoo and zookeepers have to let him stay. The interloper, now named Fred, has taken up with the 7 raccoon residents at Germany's Heidelberg Zoo. German Daily Rhein-Neckar Zooting, and I'm sure I pronounced that perfectly,
I'm sure you did.
reported Friday that zoo staff recently discovered the uninvited guest inside the raccoon enclosure where he seemed to be getting along fine with the 7 original residents.
Right, so he gone in there, become the daddy, ain't he?
Yeah, that's very nice. The newspaper reported that the interloper, nicknamed Fred, can expect free board and lodgings for life because European Union rules forbid him from being released back into the wild.
You've got it better than me.
What you need to do, Mike, is dress up as a raccoon and go to Germany.
Break into a zoo.
Break into a zoo.
Brexit.
Under a 2015 EU directive, raccoons are considered an invasive alien species that might pose a threat to European plants and animals. Wild raccoons in Europe are the descendants of animals that escaped from fur farms decades ago.
So bear this in mind. He's got free food, free lodgings. He's got his mates around him. He can't be kicked out. This is the twist.
Okay. Fred is unlikely to produce offspring. However, EU rules dictate he'll have to be castrated.
Okay, I know what's up in places.
Oh, man.
I take it back.
Too late, it's been said.
You can live here for free. Yeah. You can eat for free. Yeah.
Got all your mates.
All your friends are staying. Yeah. But we're cutting your bollocks off. What? Them's the rules.
Those are always bloody EU.
Bloody EU.
Bloody EU red tape. I'm joking, of course.
No, give us your bollocks.
Poor Fred.
Poor Fred. Oh well, that's what you get for breaking in.
There's
Imagine
some-
if this was a human story. You broke in somewhere, some mansion. You can stay at the mansion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have all the things you want: cocaine, high-end hookers, everything. You can drive the Ferrari. But give us your bollocks.
Yeah, well, I'm leaving.
What would you do?
Well, I'm leaving, aren't I?
I'd have to sit down and give it some serious
What are
consideration.
you going to do with the high-end hookers if you've got no balls?
You've still got, you've still got a cock.
Yeah, but I don't think you get the enjoyment, do you?
I have no idea how it works, in all
I
fairness.
think you lose the lust,
Yeah,
the desire.
that's what they had eunuchs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not me.
You used to be a eunuch.
Nah, not me.
You'd be some rich bloke's chief eunuch.
You'd be living in a mansion.
You got no balls.
In a mansion.
I don't know the other side of this argument. You've got no balls.
In a mansion, in Bel Air, with servants.
I don't think he understands the consequences.
So,
You'll be fine. So what if you not got as much get up and go in you? You'll be laying by the pool. With no bollocks, admittedly.
Alright, anybody out there who owns a mansion,
yeah.
desperately wants some bollocks.
If
Gaz will trade.
anyone wants to offer Gaz that deal, let us know.
They're nearly 40-year-old bollocks that have seen some use and abuse. A few miles on the clock.
They're going to put on the wall and frame them. Well, they might do, I don't know.
They might want to use them.
See who takes you up on this offer.
Just saying, I'm not sure how much horsepower they've got. You know, they're nearly 40 years of abuse. Just being honest with the potential buyers, Ben.
Well, I think you're talking yourself out of a deal.
How the fuck did we get onto that? Why am I offering my balls to people?
I don't know.
I've forgotten. What's in this cigarette?
Well, I think that's pretty much weird news for the week anyway.
Yes, I concur.
So let's crack on with the main thrust of today's topic, which is the Tunguska event. An event or an incident? Doesn't really matter.
Bit of both, really.
Let's not squabble over semantics. So the Tunguska event was a large explosion that occurred in the, I'm going to struggle with this, Yenisei government in Russia, government, if that makes sense, it's a little province,
Okay.
in Russia on the 30th of June 1908, that is in Siberia. So it's a very desolate part of the world,
Sparsely populated.
sparsely populated, luckily sparsely populated.
A few local tribes, isn't there?
Yeah, lots of reindeer too.
Yeah.
A lot of reindeer died in this.
Shit
Oh,
it.
that Santa was gutted.
The explosion is genuinely attributed to the airburst of a meteor. Though classified as an impact event, no impact crater has ever been found.
It was not a meteorite. It was a comet,
Is that your take already?
which exploded in the atmosphere above the ground. Hence, no impact crater, but yet still the explosion and the force.
Well, there's still whether it's between a meteorite or a comet.
That's my. I'm getting off the fence right there at the start.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
Giant comet. Looked like a nuclear explosion in the distance.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The object is thought to have been it's thought to have disintegrated at an altitude of about 5 to 10 kilometres, which is 3 to 6 miles.
Yeah.
The Tunguska event is the largest impact event in recorded history. Studies have yielded different estimates of the meteorite's size, estimating it to have been approximately 60 to 190 metres. So that's, if it's 2 football pitches near enough, if it's 190 metres.
It's fucking big.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's a big ass piece of rock.
It certainly is.
Since 1908, over 1,000 papers have been written on the event, mostly in Russian. And in 2013, researchers found potential fragments of meteoric origin in a peat bog near the centre of the affected area.
So they've found something.
They think they've found something, yeah, they think they've got meteoric iron. But whether it's from that event or not,
I was
is a
going to
different
say,
matter.
could it be from another one? A smaller one, perhaps?
That's it.
But what are the chances of it striking the same place twice?
Well, lightning does know it again.
No, I feel. I mean, I know it's early, but we'll throw in one of the more out there suggestions right at the start, because this went off with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs, 1,000 Hiroshimas.
10 to 15 megatons of TNT to... Anyway,
10 Hiroshimas, is it?
to 30 megatons of TNT. I think the Hiroshima bomb was, I don't know, big.
Was it a
Hiroshima
1
bomb
megaton?
wasn't very big, really, comparatively.
I think it was big enough, wasn't it? Let's face it.
According to
No.
according to Wikipedia, which we all know can be trusted, the 15 megaton estimate represents an energy about 1,000 times greater than that of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Wow.
So it wasn't even 1 megaton?
No.
So,
a kiloton or something?
Maybe a kiloton, yeah.
100 kilotons?
so how's this for a suggestion? A future weapon that's way bigger than our normal, it's like a super nuke, 1,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, however you say it, fell through a time hole. It was fired in the future, so powerful it caused a rift in dimensions and time. Fell through a time hole, exploded right there, luckily, in the woods.
Yeah, but we have bigger nukes than 10 to 15 nowadays, and...
Alright, it was fired from the past and fell through a time hole.
Can we fly to the past? 1908, we didn't have nuclear power before 1908.
Or did we? How about the evidence of ancient nuclear explosions? Nuclear glass?
Well, that's a whole different story.
Advanced lost ancient civilizations, maybe one of them fired it and it went through a time
Well,
hole.
why are they firing into a time hole? Seems kind of careless.
It
Why are
was
they
an
nuking their own
accident.
future? Why are they nuking their own future?
Why do we fire nukes? What? You're making me stutter. I'm just saying it's a possibility. You can't prove it. You can't prove it didn't. A nuke didn't fall
Well, I
through a time
can't,
hole.
I suppose.
Well, you can't prove it. They did.
Be explaining why there's no,
Stalemate.
Yeah, we're at an impasse.
no. That explains why there's no impact crater. Because it wouldn't hit the ground and explode, would it? It would bang go off in the
Airburst.
air, wouldn't it? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right?
You are, yeah.
There you go. See, I was right. I was just guessing at that, so I'm pleased that I was right. Boom. That explains it all. Nuke.
Well, okay.
Nobody ever takes my theories or suggestions seriously. I'm as much of a broadcast journalist as you.
Yeah, but
Still not saying much.
no, it isn't exactly.
God damn it. I want to be respected as an investigative podcaster.
We're never going to get respected.
Derided, maybe.
Derided.
Respect me! Okay, back to the event.
So it's estimated the explosion knocked down some 80 million trees and would have measured a 5.0 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, well, I heard it explained like this, was that the area of trees which were blown over basically onto their sides, that area was about similar size to Greater London.
Yes,
So
yeah.
everything inside the M25, it's a big fucking area.
Yeah.
Huge.
20 million
but
people.
But that's how dense this forest is for a start out there. But also, that's a huge area to be flattened, levelled. So this was a big explosion.
It certainly was.
What were the biggest cities about 1908?
It was a big nuke.
London. London would have been the biggest city in the
yeah,
world.
I imagine so, yeah. So it's like hitting London, isn't it?
It was a big nuke. And I heard that there were people reported, this is anecdotal, but like somewhere in the States at the time of Tunguska, they're on a golf course, but it should have been dark, but they could see perfect, like, it wasn't like sunlight, but it was light.
I've heard about this, that people could see light in the sky from
Yeah.
for even like in America, yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of miles away, even. So it went
Boom! I wouldn't like to have been...
Locals nearby reported they thought it was the end of the earth, the end of the world. They thought it was the god of thunder.
I've got that, yeah. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
don't worry, yeah.
So it was big, man. Is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. That's a lot of fucking trees.
It is. It's a lot of trees. But it was more than a decade after that the event had any scientific analysis take place on it. In 1921, Leonid Kulik conducted a survey. Local accounts of the incident persuaded him to petition the Soviet Academy of Science for a second expedition. The Soviet government agreed, possibly to salvage the meteoric iron.
No, I'm sure that I read that it did. It's not like this is conspiracy wacko territory, because it did show up on like seismographs
Yeah,
and
it
all
did,
that
yeah.
stuff like for miles around.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it
thousands
happened.
of
You've got the
miles.
evidence.
Yeah,
You've got the
literally
trees.
definitely happened.
You got the tree, the fallen trees.
Yeah.
Something happened.
It's just, it's such a remote fucking place.
Yeah.
It's not a case
Especially
of just
then.
like, oh, we'll just nip up there
And have a
and
look.
check it out.
I mean now.
You have to go by fucking sled and dogs
Yeah.
and fucking
I mean now you can go by the Trans-Siberian Railway and then
a
fly.
helicopter.
Yeah, an helicopter, but it's still
Yeah.
like...
But
Ow.
then you have to trek.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Hundreds and hundreds of miles.
into nothing.
Yeah. In the summer, full of mosquitoes and
Oh, that did not
deadly
look...
snakes.
That did not look fun in the summer with them fucking there, them big mosquito fucking hats on. Because was it minus 30 in the winter to like fucking minus 60 in the winter to 35 degrees in the summer, something like that? You won't be
That's
able to in
insane.
winter.
Well, I also heard that the soil is now nuclear and radioactive, so it's worth it to trek there, strip down naked, get a hard on, stick it in the soil, and
Yeah.
you might turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Get superpowers.
It's a possibility.
Or your balls might shrivel up and fall off.
Yeah.
Go cancerous.
You might just go sterile immediately.
Yeah. Well, them's the risks you take.
Superpowers, sterility.
That's the thing. You can sit around and wait for a radioactive spider to bite you, or you can just get down and fuck the ground when you know it's radioactive.
You use a Chernobyl, it's easy to get to.
And fuck that ground. Diseases, if I know anything, things are transmitted very easily through sex, through sexual contact. Yeah, fuck the ground is my advice.
Fuck the Fukushima boars.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you can get hold of one, yeah, there you go. It's
Well,
even
you're
better.
Welsh, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, it won't be that hard to imagine it's a sheep, will it? Will it? I'd love it. Anyway, that's enough of my advice.
So Kulik made it back to the region in 1927, reaching the centre of the blast area, and they were surprised there was no impact crater, as we mentioned before. He has a tragic end, actually, Kulik. He wants to go back again.
Yeah.
Sadly, he can't because Germany invades the Soviet Union in 1941, and he volunteers to fight, and he's captured by the Germans, and he makes it home.
They probably did really horrible things to him.
I think they just shot him, to be fair. Expeditions did go again in the 50s and 60s, and they found silicate and magnetite spheres in the soil. Analysis showed a high proportion of nickel to iron, which is also found in meteorites.
See? But that's interesting, isn't it? No impact crater, but some evidence of meteorite stuff in the soil. What happened?
Well, some alternative theories I've got, if you'd like to hear.
Are we at that point now?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Alternative theories, none of them are going to stand up to the time hole, are they? Let's be frank.
I have got a time hole theory.
Okay.
So official line is, it's a meteorite that airburst, and that's why there's no impact crater. They reckon they've got the evidence there to say it was a meteorite.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Or a comet.
Comet.
Both are equally likely.
Comets are much bigger, aren't they?
Fairies.
Yeah. I don't think there's a...
No, trust me, they're much bigger. I looked it up. I looked it up.
There's nothing he doesn't know about astrophysics.
Of course not. I watched a YouTube video.
What else do you want?
Exactly.
The main difference is comets are made of mostly of ice
And gas, you see,
and gas.
making a huge explosion, right?
That's
No.
why the comet leaves a trail in the sky when it's passing near the sun. Melts the ice and the water vapour.
Exactly. It was
The
a comet.
gas.
I think it was a comet. But anyway, back to the story.
Yes. Collision with a miniature black hole or a piece of antimatter.
A collision with a miniature black hole. How does that occur?
A black hole travelling through space.
Yeah, rogue black hole.
Rogue black hole.
They're just, black holes are just
Yeah.
chugging along
Yeah.
through space. They're not like fixed things.
Well, the supermassive black holes,
Right.
they're at the centre of galaxies, they're pretty much fixed.
Okay. Then you've got little ones just buzzing
Yeah.
about like wasps.
Yep.
And they
Yeah.
might just buzz down through the sky
Yeah.
and land in the middle of this apartment and suck us all into the eternity of
Yeah.
nothingness.
It's possible.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's what you're
fucking
worried
another
about.
thing to worry about.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely though.
Yeah. The antimatter is annihilation, a physical process that occurs when a subatomic particle collides with its respective antiparticle of the opposite charge, producing huge amounts of energy. That was first suggested in 1941 by a guy called Lincoln La Paz.
I've got an article similar to that. It's a paper by R. Foote and T.L. Yoon.
Wow.
Paper.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm going to read the introduction. The School of Physics Research Centre for High Energy Physics, the University of Melbourne. The Tunguska event, anomalous low altitude fireballs, manifestations of the mirror world.
Wow. Well, that sounds complicated.
We get bloody stoned at Melbourne University, mate. The mirror world. Fuck yeah. Alright then, let's hit me with it, Mike.
Remarkably, no fragments or significant chemical traces have ever been recovered. That's what they're saying.
Oh, right. Well, I got different.
When was this written? 2002.
2013 was, they found me.
Ah, cool. Okay. Still might be relevant.
Go for it.
Yeah.
The absence of fragments is particularly striking in these cases, but this is not the only reason for they are anomalous. The other main puzzling feature is the lack of a consistent trajectory. Low altitude fireballs, if caused by an ordinary cosmic body penetrating the Earth's atmosphere, should have been extremely luminous at high altitudes. But in these anomalous cases, this is remarkably not observed to occur. On the other hand, there is strong evidence that most of our galaxy is made from exotic dark material, dark matter.
Yep.
Mirror matter is one well-motivated dark matter candidate, since it is dark and stable and is required to exist if particle interactions are mirror symmetric. If mirror matter is the dark matter, then some amount must exist in our solar system. So they're saying that it could have been that hit it.
Fair enough.
Same sort of thing,
Yeah.
another different take.
So what is it?
Yeah. It was in 1973 the black hole idea came out. American scientists Albert A. Jackson and Michael P. Ryan hypothesized the explosion was caused by a small black hole passing through the Earth.
A small black hole. Wow. That explains what happened to the heart of my ex.
Ooh.
And her soul and her decency sucked into a miniature black hole. Oh well, she's redeemed.
Would you like the intervention of Agda, god of thunder?
Ooh, yeah.
If we can believe shamans of the Inuki tribe who've lived in the area for thousands of years, the Tunguska event was caused by Agda, the thunder god himself. Dissatisfied with tribal disputes, Agda reputedly sent demons with shining eyes and fiery tails to punish the disobedient Evenki men.
Metal!
It's pretty metal.
The god of thunder and rock and roll. Yes.
The fact remains that the site was declared sacred and forbidden by Evenki tribesmen, who then reportedly expelled or killed Soviet scientific expeditions in the decades to come. Never found any evidence on that though.
Well, if you're going to believe anyone, you got to believe the locals. They can do things you and I can't do.
Live there for
Exactly,
a start.
live off the land, survive outside. For more
But
than
they
a
don't
day.
know much about astrophysics.
This is true, but do they need to? Maybe their explanations are better,
Maybe.
more truthful.
But the evidence points otherwise.
Yeah.
There's no evidence for a
How do
thunder
you know
god.
that? How do you know that the god of thunder can't throw meteorites in? Spoilers.
I don't know, but there's no
In,
evidence.
in Avengers Infinity War, Thanos throws a moon at Iron Man. So
Yeah.
maybe the god of thunder threw a meteorite.
But again, you're basing it on not on reality, it's on fiction.
Some call it fiction, some call it science. In my world, they are one and the same.
Yes,
Imagination, Mike, the power to imagine and dream.
Okay.
I'm incredibly high this week.
You know the next one though, guys. Time travelling A-bomb.
Boom, there you go.
Apparently a B-52 bomber in the 70s went missing, went through a wormhole, ended up in Tunguska in 1908.
And the hero pilot thought to himself, I gotta detonate this bird, but I can't do it over populated land, so...
Oh, he just crashed.
Oh, I'd like to think he was doing something heroic like Captain America did when he went down into the ice. Again with the comics, I know, but... Science officer Mike's looking at me with pity in his eyes.
Just bewilderment.
You simple fool.
UFO explosion, anybody?
Oh, I have a feeling you're going to like this one.
I couldn't find a lot on this. My mic's got a bit actually.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's bollocks.
Oh, sorry, Mr. fucking time travelling atomic bomb.
The locals said it looked like a mushroom cloud in
Yeah. Could have
1908.
been a nuclear reactor going off, an alien spaceship.
Or a nuke fell through a time hole, which
What's
is
the
way more
difference?
likely.
No, how?
Because there's no fucking aliens involved.
There's no time holes.
How'd you know?
Because there isn't.
Just because you haven't seen... Oh, I haven't seen a time hole, so time holes don't exist.
Well, do you think they'd be a bit more frequent rather than just...
And I'm just gonna be one at every local spa shop. Is
Why
there
not?
Free cash machine and a time hole out the back.
Oh, that would be handy.
Anyway,
So
I have
this-
spoken on the
Can I
matter.
read this one, Ben, about Billy Meyer?
Billy Meyer. Oh.
The UFO abductee alleged.
Alleged UFO abductee. So Billy Meyer, just so happened the Swiss UFO contactee had also been told and had written about the Tunguska event. And as is typical of the depth and the extent of the prophetically accurate information in the case...
Pathetically.
We'll have to do an episode on Billy Meyer.
Billy Meyer's an episode,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Meyer actually first recorded the information on February the 3rd, 1953, when he was with the extraterrestrial woman named Asket in the mountains near the Jordanian desert. The written record of this information is to be found in the 8th Contact, Tuesday, March the 18th, 1975, as contained in the Contact Reports. The first published English translations of the Contact Reports are available in 1979 to 1980. So the official translation, this actually also happened according to the degree of this regulation when a huge spaceship still in the terrestrial area was not able to free itself anymore from Earth, where it had lain hidden during several months with severe technical damage in the country which is called Russia. The ship was able to lift itself up for only a few hundred metres of high preparatory work and then drop down more closely. Who's translating this? In accordance with the regulation that no spaceships etc. were allowed to approach the Earth more closely, each outside assistance was also impossible. I apologise for the translation,
Yeah.
it's bollocks. Other races in the universe stationed on the Earth were, on the other hand, forbidden to bring the damaged ship assistance because among the crew, a terrestrial epidemic had broken out, which was very dangerous for this life form. So the flu.
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking that maybe back then, 1908, before satellite technology and stuff like that, maybe it was a lot easier for an alien to hide their giant warbird somewhere like that out in the middle where there's literally barely any humans. You know what I mean? No satellites going over. It was
Probably
probably
wasn't satellites then.
That's what I'm saying. It was probably a lot easier back then to hide a giant fucking spaceship in a huge forest. I mean, we'd find it nowadays. Some fucker with Google Earth would find it.
Absolutely.
So back then, yeah, maybe they were hiding. Then they went up to our atmosphere, chilled out there for a bit, and then shit hit the fan. And down they went.
Yeah.
I want to know what was on board to cause an explosion 1,000 times more powerful.
Just read on. Yeah.
In the knowledge that no more assistance awaited them, they designed an enormous bomb from the foundation stones of life, which are called atoms.
Fuck. I was
Forced
with
the
it
ship
till then.
as far as possible into the sky and then simply let it fall down. Like an enormous comet, it fell towards the Earth, and before it could strike the Earth at a few hundred metres height, the atomic bomb was ignited. An enormous explosion tore the ship and the crew up and turned everything to dust and destroyed the landscape.
Wow.
And then it says that only a crater remained, but there is no crater.
Exactly, it's bollocks.
More than 4,300 life forms of ET origin were destroyed during this gigantic destruction, which only leads back to the terrestrial Christian cult, because the actual reason of this destruction was the insanity of this terrestrial religion.
I don't get that last bit
Is
at
that
all.
a bit like Noah's Ark for aliens then? They had all these different life forms on board, and we shot it down with... What guns did we have in 1908?
No, we didn't shoot down.
No,
They caught a disease, didn't they?
Oh, from
No one
us.
could assist them. They
So
were having
fucked
technical
up.
problems.
Right.
They got so high into the sky, and realised no one was helping them. So they rigged up an A-bomb.
Because they were a rogue cult, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
That were
No, it's saying Christianity is based on this. Let's think about it. So this thing crashed, and then Oh no, because this is only 1908. Fuck.
it's aliens that
Ignore me.
had found Christ, basically.
Fucking hell.
And he's saying,
How good would you be if you finally met extraterrestrial life and it starts banging on at you like a fucking Jehovah's Witness? Can I give you some leaflets? Fucking hell, where's the space weed?
Here's a copy of the Watchtower.
Oh, fuck!
Knocking on your door at 8 o'clock in the morning. Can I talk to you about Jesus? No, you fucking can't.
Where's the Martian street heroin? Stick it in my veins. We're talking about fucking Jesus. Fuck. Christian aliens. Ugh, what a nightmare.
You know the church would try and convert them.
I'd say you sit on the sofa, make yourself at home. I'll be back 1 second. Go to the kitchen, get a butcher's knife. Just return in a frenzy.
Then you've got an alien body to sell.
There you go.
Make a fortune.
I'd burn it in the backyard. Chuck it in the fucking leaf burner we've got.
Why? When you can publicise and make a fortune out of it?
I heard a good way to kill someone, incidentally.
Right. I thought you knew all the good ways of killing people, that's why I haven't been caught yet.
Use a frozen salmon, right?
Right.
Bludgeon someone with a frozen salmon, then cook and eat the salmon.
Well, they did that in Roald Dahl's Tales Unexpected years ago.
Oh, did they?
There's a leg of
Well, I
lamb.
ripped it off from someone else, but they'd obviously ripped it off from...
Yeah, there's a leg of lamb, then she fed the police officers the leg of lamb.
Fucking genius. The murder weapon's gone.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I'm going to get some salmon in for the missus.
Right, you just confessed to planning a murder.
What are the wisest thing you've ever done there, guys?
What is it in these cigarettes? What, you've spiked me.
Oh, can we call a piss break, please?
No.
Oh, we're going to. I just asked you to be polite, we're going to.
Okay.
Carrying on with UFO. This is from physics, or it's a phys.org.
Fizz.org.
It looks like physics, maybe that's the point.
.org website, so obviously we can believe everything they say.
Of course, of course.
That's the way it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, members of the scientific expedition of the Siberian State Foundation.
Oh, fuck.
Guys, turn the monitor there.
Let's turn the telly off.
Telly off.
Technical difficulties. I'm going to move the ashtray. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
it's back.
For fuck's sake. I'm fucking liability at this point. Sorry, please.
So let's
continue.
notice that, although we mocked fizz.org,
Yeah.
perhaps a little bit more reliable than Billy Meyer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
You could go down to the local old people's home, to the Alzheimer's wing, and find more reliable witnesses than Billy Meyer. In all fairness. I mean, the guy's a fucking lunatic.
Billy Myers. Okay,
So-
so what are they saying?
Members of the scientific expedition of the Siberian State Foundation Tunguska Space Phenomenon, wow, have managed to uncover blocks of an extraterrestrial technical device which crashed down to Earth on June 30th, 1908. In addition, expedition members found the so-called deer, quote, in quotes, the stone which Tunguska eyewitnesses repeatedly mentioned in their stories. Explorers just delivered a 50-kilogram piece of the stone to the city of Krasnoyarsk to be studied and analysed. Wow.
Did they though?
Well, the expedition set off for Mvika in July 2004 in order to solve the mystery behind the popular phenomenon known as the Tunguska meteorite. The expedition, organised by the Siberian Public State Foundation, Tunguska Space Phenomenon,
Tunguska Space Phenomenon.
completed its work on the scene of the Tunguska meteorite fall on August 9th. It was the first expedition to the region since the year 2000. Guided by the space photos, the researchers scanned a wider territory in the vicinity of the Polygusa village for parts of the space object that crashed into Earth in 1908.
So that's it, really.
Yeah, so they're saying they found bits of an alien spaceship.
And I'm saying they're full of shit.
Because it's a time-travelling A-bomb.
Is that any more unlike... Look, if I'd have said it was bits of an alien spaceship, but these fuckers were saying it was a time hole, you'd be saying what I said was bollocks and what they said was right. I know your game.
Do you?
Yeah. Your mission is to discredit me as a journalist.
Right, Dave. Because I've built you, so I life coached you to where you are,
Oh,
and now I'm going to destroy you. Is that it?
Thing is, a journalist normally provides evidence to back up their claims.
Yeah.
That's where you're seriously lacking.
Yeah.
do they?
That's the problem.
Well,
A source close to the star said,
Okay,
an insider told me.
respectable journalism.
Who's what? Oh, you're ganging up on me now. Right. Back to the Tunguska event.
Trying to help you, pointing out where you may have gone wrong.
Constructive criticism.
exactly. He needs a science officer. You have to listen to him. I've got a scientific explanation.
Right,
I've got to be in physics, damn it.
Listen to him. He's going to be in physics.
I will be heard.
He's wearing his badge and everything. Be in physics. Respect me.
He's tied his school tie around his head like Rambo.
Well, he's got a proper old school tie, and he's
Oh,
grammar
damn,
school.
Yeah.
Mike could be a mason if he'd have got his act together. could have old school tied his way into the masons.
He's fashioning a bow and arrow from a meter stick, a tape measure, and a compass. No.
Mike,
Connected.
you should go into the Masons.
I'm an old Nova Portian, I'm connected.
That's it, you should go into the Masons. Then you can give us like a...
You see
give
how
our
his
inside
fucking
man.
Jedi thing's gone?
No, he's back
Have you
to his
finished the first module
I've become a
yet?
haberdasher.
What the fuck
He's
is a
gonna make
haberdasher?
hats. No,
That's
that's
who-
completely wrong.
That's who owned the school originally.
Oh,
The haberdashers, I don't know.
but the haberdashery is where you
We have to
go
go
to
down
get
to London to like the proper lodge in year 7, where it all came from. Like, so
show me on the doll where they touched you, Mike.
Mike, did you have to get on your knees in front of anyone in Rome?
Did you learn what a glory hole was?
It's all fun and bad.
One by one in a room, that kind of thing. Maybe someone was recording it for their own enjoyment.
Yep.
On your knees, boy.
Gobble gobble. That was their motto.
That's gobble gobble in Latin. Et gobliet, et gobliet. Wow. Well. I don't know where to go with it.
No, neither do I. I hope
That's
you
some
okay.
shocking revelation
I hope you can
tonight.
cope with that new information, Mike.
What's that?
That you were arrested in a Masonic lodge in year 7 of school.
I still haven't processed it yet. I'm still in denial.
No, I'm sure you have processed the spunk by now, Mike. I'm sure it was passed out your system a few days later.
Enough of Mike's childhood trauma.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Back to the meteorite.
Scientific theory. The volcano theory.
Says who?
Science people.
Alright, I concede.
Molten gases expelled from volcanic funnels underneath the Tunguska sort of area forced their way through, caused an explosion. It's a volatile methane and oxygen mix.
Ooh, this now reminds
So
me.
the higher it got, it ignited. That's it. It went up in the mushroom cloud. You had this explosion.
That's it. This reminds me of some Spanish university or something, I think, or Italian university on the document. Yeah, they're Italian. On the documentary I watched, said it was a combination of the meteorite and the gas. So much gas stored underneath that boggy soil, like thousands of years worth of it. The meteorite comes down, explodes in the atmosphere. That ignites the gas, which then creates a doubly huge fucking explosion, which looked to the locals like the end of the universe,
Yeah.
and a mushroom cloud.
And Agda, the god of thunder.
So I concede that could have been a possibility.
Yeah. You see, this is why a good journalist looks at evidence, Gaz.
Oh, says Mr. fucking aliens.news.org.
So,
The alien star.
Alien Star, I'll have you know.
I'm sorry. It's like the guardian of the alien world.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Sorry, anyway, back to the Russian event.
So my last bit I've got is, did Tesla cause the explosion?
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
Enlighten us.
So some say Tesla invented a super weapon. He called it, quote, Peace Ray. Because obviously, you get one of these, you only need one.
Yeah, you need to fire it once.
Thank God, never come out of his cave.
Yeah. Fire it once and we've achieved peace.
Yeah. Well, others refer to it as the Death Ray, obviously. And it has been said to have been able to destroy armies and annihilate targets halfway across the globe. Tesla claims to have built and tested a super weapon in the twilight of his career, but at that point he had become increasingly erratic and a little mentally unstable.
Well, he was being poisoned, wasn't he, by his enemies.
I don't know much about him, to be fair.
There's all sorts of conspiracies as to why he was bumped off. Obviously, he was a threat to the motor industry, the oil industry, all the industries. The Illuminati didn't like him.
Wanted free electricity for everybody.
Yeah,
Because he got that tower to work.
It all worked, yeah. It wasn't theoretical. He had little devices, apparently, that he carried around in his hand that could knock down buildings. So he was a bit like a superhero. They sent him nuts.
Yeah.
And then they suppressed his work.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of his stuff, from what I hear, is still under
Still
lock
it.
and key. It's not available.
Well, there you go.
Although I did hear an interesting conspiracy. Donald Trump's granddad, or it would have been granddad, maybe father, I don't know, some relation of Trump's.
He's
The
got
one that was
some,
born in Germany that wasn't born in Germany. Said, that was his dad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He said, my dad, born in Germany. Is he fuck? He's born in New York. Fucking
You're
lying.
not telling me he told a lie.
10,000 now and counting, isn't
I
it?
saw that the other day. Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, apparently one of his relatives was on the scene at Tesla's hotel room where they found him, dead, because he worked for the government, and he was the one responsible for taking away all the trunks of Tesla's work, all the blueprints and everything.
Well, I think we discussed it before. Possibly it's ringing a bell now that we hoped that this tech was passed on to Donald Jr. and he accidentally burnt his face off or something, just fucking around with it.
Or Trump could be an evil genius.
Well, he could have time travel.
Death ray in his grasp.
He could have time travel technologies. That's been, I think we featured that before in an episode about the lightning striking Trump Tower. People were saying it was a time travel phenomena.
What if he threw nukes in the air and then fired the peace ray at them?
World peace, man.
To create huge, giant, mega explosions.
Take it. Would you, if you had such a peace ray, would you A, announce you got it, or B, keep it quiet and use it for your own nefarious schemes? Maybe, I don't know, bringing down a couple of towers if you want to start something, you know? You know, some kind of false flag operation.
Hologrammatic planes.
Yeah.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it?
Maybe I don't go for holographic planes, though, I must admit.
Well, you haven't studied the footage.
So don't you start...
We're not going down that rabbit hole.
Me off that, does.
Listen, what I was going to say, I've completely fallen down a pothole. Oh, yes, right. Let's say they tested the Tesla ray in the middle of the forest. Boom, saw what it did and went, shit, well, we can't use that again.
Shit.
Put it under lock and key, like you said, until the time arose. And yes, it was needed.
Yeah.
Maybe they scaled down a bit because...
Well, technology improves.
Get smaller, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was
been on the
probably
back
a
of a
pocket
truck.
Tesla ray.
Could have been on the back of a truck parked somewhere. You don't know, do you?
Could have been in a phone box.
Yeah. Could have been a phone box.
Could have been like a pen.
Possibly. Who can say?
Please like the sound effect.
He was great.
Thank you.
Could have been a dildo.
Bzzz.
Dildo of death.
No one will pay no mind to a weird person in the middle of the street just waving a dildo at a building. Sir, can you move along, please? Well, could be worse.
Yeah.
I don't know what that noise is.
No, we have a little window open. We could probably do with closing that, to be fair. Something weird going on outside. Someone's stealing Gaz's van.
Just literally, that is what I am actually checking for.
Someone's finally carving cunt into the bonnet with a key.
Why?
I don't know.
So one of his victims escaped from the back.
Oh, not this again.
Hey, what have you got in there, Gaz?
I don't keep bodies in the back. Not that stupid. You have to dispose of them within 24 hours or the smell starts to contaminate the furnishings of the van. Now,
Have you ever mummified one and put it in the front seat?
no, I don't think that's
No, I was lonely on the road.
Remember, I've got to keep up the facade of a normal family.
Look a bit
Join up
obvious.
home with a fucking mummy in the front seat. What's that?
Not mummified,
Daddy?
preserved one.
Either way, even if I had like a shop dummy in the front, I'd still have to explain that. That would make me look a bit weird.
You don't drive up to the house with it in there, Steve.
Oh,
Partner in the corner, put it in the back.
Oh, what a ball ache! Fuck that. Fuck that. I'd rather have an inflatable Ingrid or something. Anyway, I haven't killed for days, so...
Daisy? Trying to give it up or just...
Yeah, you know.
Slim pickings.
Anyway, back to your shitty story that I chose to talk about. I just realised as I said it.
Yeah.
It's not a shitty story, I picked it, it's a wonderful subject.
Sorry, first answers only.
Please continue.
The Wardenclyffe Tower, this is what this was. It was envisioned as both a means of facilitating worldwide wireless communication and as a method for transmitting electrical energy over vast distances. It was 187 feet tall and was located on Long Island, New York. The story goes that Robert Peary, who was undertaking an expedition to the North Pole at the time of Tunguska, Tesla basically contacted him and said, "Hey, while you're up there, have a look at it isn't strange, would you please? Just let me know." So with the ability to transfer large amounts of energy, is it possible the Wardenclyffe Tower could have been used as the death ray?
No. Well, I mean, it's possible.
Is it possible they aimed for the North Pole and missed and hit Tunguska?
maybe they just chose Tunguska because there's fuck all there apart from trees, but it hit the ground and set off that gas that they weren't expecting it to do, and it caused a mega fucking explosion.
Yeah, well maybe. He himself did claim to be working, from 1900 onwards, was working on a super weapon, apparently, according to him, known as Teleforce, a particle beam projector.
Oh.
Well,
That's so he claimed. Whether he got it to work or not, who can say?
I think a time hole's more likely. Comet, meteorite, fairly likely.
I've got one more.
What's that?
Nobody's mentioned. What if it was the devil?
Wow, friend of the show.
Okay.
It's nice when Satan crops up now and again, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, he usually gets the blame for most things, doesn't he?
Tunguska. Was this the day the devil was thrown down to earth?
Well, not in 1908, no.
It was the result of an interplanetary godly choke slam.
Fuck yeah. Like off the top of the steel cage.
On the moon.
Yeah, on the choke slam from the moon down
Choke
to
slam
earth.
from heaven.
Yeah.
Down
Wow.
to hell. Okay, sorry.
If the
Mike.
devil was thrown down to earth after a war in heaven, as is claimed in Revelation 12:9, there must be evidence here on earth. The devil would surely not come here unannounced, and if he was thrown down here, he must have caused some fireworks, wouldn't you think?
Nah, he just inhabits a smooth Italian-American man and like
Yeah, of course. Have a law firm.
drives a sports car, things like that.
Yeah. Undermines democracy.
I've seen films.
And more importantly, does the devil's arrival here on earth and the release of the four horsemen match up with the prophecy of Daniel?
I don't know, do they?
Daniel reveals information that would make it possible to pinpoint the time when Jesus would begin his kingdom in heaven. If we could match all these three up, we would know just where we are in the history of Christianity and how close we really are to the return of Jesus. So is there a link to the arrival of the devil, the release of the four horsemen, and Daniel's 7 times prophecy to within a year or two? I think there is.
You think wrong, mate. That's what you think. You think wrong. Well, of all the things I've heard today, that's the silliest.
The devil was thrown down to Tunguska. And he caused a big explosion.
Hundreds of eyewitnesses speak of fire and columns of smoke, which is similar to how Jehovah guided his people out of Egypt.
It's also similar to a fucking meteorite explodes in fucking orbit.
It is, yeah.
It's quite similar. No. Daniel.
Other witnesses claim 2 columns of fire emanated from near the Tunguska body after it approached the ground. The 2 columns of clouds and smoke gave off rainbow-like bands of light.
Did they?
Remarkably similar to the description of an angelic manifestation mentioned in the Bible.
Well, what I'm going to say is the flash was so bright it momentarily blinded them and they saw fucking shit that wasn't there.
2 columns. 2 towers.
Lord of the Rings.
Is there a
9/11.
connection?
Wow.
See where my journalistic mind
Sauron
is
is,
Why
a
did I go to-
reptilian. Sauron is a reptilian eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Is he from the Lord of the Rings?
You've never seen Lord of the Rings?
I don't watch Hobbit films.
You never watched them?
No robots in them.
Never read the books as a kid.
Yeah, the film.
Mike.
Mike, if you ain't seen the film, you gotta read the book, is he? Fucking
No,
books
I
like books are 4 inches fucking thick, and it's a ball
I-
ache off. It's an elfish.
I had a Mega Drive. I wasn't going to read Lord of the Rings. Sonic.
I see there's a bit of controversy with Sonic this week.
Yes. To the point where, so we better explain it, we're going to just say it really quickly. They released a trailer, everyone hated it, to the point where the studio and the director have gone, okay, you all hate the way Sonic looks, we've got time, we'll change it. And they've gone back to the drawing board to redo the movie. It's probably going to cost millions.
Yeah.
But it better be good when they release that trailer. Because he does look fucking weird.
He's got human teeth, hasn't he?
Horrible. The stuff of nightmares, man.
It's a bit creepy.
Really long legs. It's just weird. Just make him look like he does in a fucking cartoon. Anyway,
Yeah.
Other
We
witnesses, other witnesses claim they saw a UFO or a cylindrical object.
Well, that makes more sense to me.
If this Tunguska event was the all-powerful fallen angel, the devil, it would need a mighty angel to throw him down. Michael, maybe.
Well, I guess so.
or The Undertaker.
Yeah. What about Hulk Hogan?
Oh, fuck yeah.
He'd do it.
He could chokeslam the devil.
Yeah. Probably.
When it comes
I don't think Hulk ever did a choke slam in his fucking career.
Oh no, he'd bodies big boot, then leg drop, then pin.
Leg drop from heaven.
Yeah.
That was a Tunguska incident. It was Hulk Hogan leg dropping Satan from heaven.
Yeah.
Well, it makes perfect sense now.
This guy goes on to explain the four horsemen of the apocalypse, World War One, Nebuchadnezzar and his strange dream.
Yeah, I had a strange dream once. It's been the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse are rocking up though.
Bit of numerology in there, I see.
Oh, fuck numerology.
Put it all together. He says it's the devil
Well, there you go.
that came down and hit Tunguska.
Clearly,
Yeah.
no crater. Just a sort of
You'd think Satan would make
shape.
You'd think Satan would make a crater.
Well, like a Satan-shaped crater. Like a man on top and a goat on the bottom.
Yeah. If you're going for that particular aspect of him, yeah.
Of all the animals, why a goat on the bottom?
Well, he's got a goat's head, hasn't he, in some cases, as well as it's the Baphomet. It's just very...
I'd have a fucking lion's bottom.
Well, they
It's
designed...
a sentence I never said before, but yeah, I would. I'd have to, if I could have any animal, the bottom half would be a lion.
Well, he was green originally till the Coca-Cola company got hold of him.
I like it.
So what we're going for? Is that Tunguska? Is that everything we got?
Look it up, if you've never heard of it, dear listener, look it up online. There's awesome pictures and footage of really creepy, like hundreds of miles of flattened trees. Something big happened. I'm going for, all jokes aside, meteorite stroke comet, possibly mixed with gas under the ground.
Yeah, the volcanic gas making an escape. It goes up into the air.
Or it's just an airburst meteorite.
I thought you were going to say nuclear bomb then.
Could have been a nuclear bomb.
Still hanging around on that. Time travelling atomic bomb.
In the interests of journalistic purity.
Journalistic insanity. You're not going to be writing for the fucking Daily Star.
We can't.
Breaking Tunguska incident. Time travelling A bomb.
We can't rule it out. As responsible.
The sad thing is, he's correct.
I am.
Can't.
Yeah.
Oh, so hang on then.
But-
This bites both ways. Kelly Hopkinsville incident.
Hey.
In that case, journalistic purity dictates that we definitely rule out the possibility of fucking aliens when it is so clearly the evidence points to large owl-like
You can't have your
creatures.
time travelling A bomb and the Kelly Hopkinsville incident.
I can,
No,
I
you
will, and
can't.
I
You
did.
can't. You've got to admit it could have been aliens in that scenario.
Bollocks, it was a meteorite.
You catch 22 yourself.
It was a meteorite.
Hoisted my own petard.
Mr. Journalistic
You
Integrity.
call me a retard. You can't say that in this day and age, anyway. Oh, Bernard Manning. Anyway, bollocks.
Right, so you're going for the meteorite.
Yeah, meteorite. Or comet.
Yep, me
One
too.
day.
You're not going aliens then?
Of course I am.
Yeah, thought he was.
Of course I fucking am.
Well,
Aliens.
Fizz.org said it was.
Exactly.
And Billy Moy.
I'm Billy Meyer. You know what?
Fucking
You
hell.
know what? I'm gonna shock and amaze you.
What?
Because Billy Meyer is so behind the alien theory, and I despise Billy Meyer with every fibre of my being, as an alien enthusiast, I think Billy Meyer's a fucking lunatic who should never be allowed to have any kind of publicity ever again.
There goes our chance of interviewing Billy Meyer.
We'd have to pay him. He's
dead,
older
I
than...
think, isn't he?
I think he's still going.
Is he?
He's in his 70s.
Gotta be older than
He'll
that.
be dead soon.
Billy Meyer was just molested by some elderly Swedish men when he was younger, gave him a whole host of mental problems.
Load of acid.
They told him they were aliens.
load of acid.
They molested him. They told him he was the only one spiritually enlightened enough to communicate with the aliens, the only guy on the planet, much like Ruth from Uranus.
Familiar theme, I see.
Yeah.
Because
Because
acid bummed.
So you think this was a fucking falling spaceship Noah's Ark for fucking aliens?
no, because Billy Meyer's involved and I fucking despise
Oh,
him.
so you
So
think it's bollocks?
I think it's I'm gonna go with I'm going with Tesla.
What?
That's what I'm going with.
The Tesla death piece ray.
Tesla death piece ray. So one of us is going to go for something different. Can't all say it's a meteorite.
Fair enough.
And
Mike?
all of them, I think I have all of them.
I'll go 99.999% meteorite, 0.0001 the rest.
Even Tesla's death ray.
Even Tesla's
You
death
don't
rate.
think a genius like Nikola Tesla could create a death ray.
Stray nuke fell through a time hole.
Yeah, we're not talking about sci-fi. We're talking about some guy who was incredibly.
There's no
gifted.
proof he built a death ray.
He built that tower. How do you know that wasn't the death ray? How do you know he couldn't do two things?
Because they didn't mention it in the documentary I watched. That's how I know.
Oh,
There.
right. Well,
I'm a journalist.
well, I went on and did further journalistic research.
Fucking piss flaps.
Yeah. I'm going for Tesla or the meteorite.
Okay, fair enough.
Second's the meteorite, first one's Tesla.
Okay. And Mike, you went for...
I've said, yeah.
Mike's got the
meteorite.
scientific explanation because he's got his old school tie on this week.
Well, he is the science officer. So yeah,
We need to
does
get like a science officer Star Trek t-shirt.
Yes, we should. Does that conclude our main topic this week?
Yep.
I think it does.
Tunguska? Well,
Meteorite or Tesla?
that was fun, even though you two are ideological fascists.
Right.
Not allowing my views to be part of the discussion. But on we go. I won't
Okay.
hold a grudge.
Are your feelings hurt?
Oh yes.
Do you need a safe space?
I'm a millennial.
Would you like a cry closet?
Oh, I'm going on Twitter, and you will suffer. With a barrage of tweets.
You don't even know my Twitter handle.
Should we do the next section?
Oh, let's finish off with some weird news, and let's not finish off for Alex. That's something completely different.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
What we got first then, Mike? Oh, anyone want this one?
Go on, you know it.
Harnessed beluga whale found in Norway suspected of being with the Russian military.
Wow.
A beluga whale was found wearing what appeared to be a Russian-made harness by Norwegian fishermen last week, raising suspicions it may have been used by the Russian military. The whale was discovered swimming near a village in Arctic Norway, the fisherman said, and he only gave him his name, rank and number. We were going to put out nets and we saw a whale swimming between the boats, fisherman Jor Heston told Norwegian broadcaster NRK. It came over to us, and as it approached we saw it had some kind of harness on it. The harness, which was removed on Friday, featured a mount for a camera and read, "Equipment, St. Petersburg." Jorgen Wiig of the Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries told the Associated Press, "People in Norway's military have shown great interest in the harness," Wiig said. Photos posted on Facebook with the Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries on Saturday show the whale, the detached tan and blue harness, and a tool that was used to remove the harness. Well, at least got the whale at the harness.
How many people are following that? The Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries.
I do.
Well,
Don't you?
they post some very racy content.
They
on
do,
it,
Mike. Very much like our page, which you can follow
Yes.
on Facebook. Current to the Bull and the Post Truth Apocalypse. Apocalypse Bull on YouTube. Twitter is Apocalypse Bull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get on it.
So the Russians are recruiting whales. Maybe. Actually, they don't have a known history of using whales. They use dolphins.
Well, I suppose a whale will go quite far.
The US Navy Marine Mammal Program in San Diego currently trains bottlenose dolphins as well as sea lions to detect, locate, mark and recover objects in harbours, coastal areas and at depth in the open sea. This training has gone on since 1959.
What's that, Flipper? There's a bum at the bottom of the harbour. Well, you know what to do. It's protocol kamikaze. You just swim straight down and detonate it.
you've literally just spent like hundreds of hours training that dolphin to do that. You just send some blokes down to detonate it at a safe distance.
Nah,
wouldn't you?
you program the fish to just nose dive.
No, you spent hundreds of hours training the dolphin to
Okay,
sniff out
train another
smoke.
one. Train another one.
It's just a waste of resources, though,
Just
isn't it?
get him in here. They're just like, they're not even real.
Like dolphins.
I'm joking. I'm really high.
You look at.
I know. Thank you. I know dolphins are real. I was at the beach yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Dolphins are real.
Did you see one?
No. The sea was there though. That's where they live.
Wow. What a fucking observation that is.
Sorry. Please continue.
In the 1970s, the Navy started to explore the use of beluga whales, which can go into deeper and colder depths than dolphins or sea lions. In 2016, NBC reported that Russia's Ministry of Defence requested to buy 5 bottle-known dolphins for an unknown reason. The dolphins were purchased and were to be delivered to Sevastopol in the Crimea.
They're trained to swim with the bodies of dead sacrificed children to the middle of nowhere and dump them.
So, we'd like 5 dolphins, please. No, I don't want to tell you. Who did you ring to buy 5 dolphins? That's what I want to know. Who did you get hold of? I'd like a dolphin. I got a tank in the garden for
And
it.
where's the ethics committee of this company?
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with them, and just gave them to him anyway.
So where are you going to keep them? Can't tell you that.
In the garage.
Have you
In a
got
spin
somewhere
a
to
paddling
keep-
pool. And then someone spraying them with water every few hours.
Do you have a tank?
A bathtub.
Not telling you that. Sir, how big is the bathtub? None of your business. Sell me the dolphins.
On 5. I've got 5 bathtubs.
I've got a lot of bodies to dispose of, and I need me some dolphins.
Yeah.
I guess.
There's easier ways, I think.
Not
Yeah.
when you're mega rich.
I-
They just try and make it more complicated.
They
to
just
make it
do.
more fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
just have a
it.
furnace, don't
Like
they?
movies.
Nah, they're doing it like, it's next to bed. How do you get it now? How do you get the body now? It's like a game for them. I'm going to buy 5 fucking dolphins. Get the bodies out to sea.
It's a bit of a dark game, isn't it?
They're dark people, Mike.
Maybe. Oh, racist.
I'm dark in their ethics.
I'm joking. Look at him flapping. I'm joking. Well, I thought I had a joke then about fish. Never mind. Oh, maybe the dolphins ate them. Do they eat meat, don't they, dolphins?
I have no idea.
Maybe you starve these 5 dolphins because they live in your bath.
Oh, dolphins are sea pigs.
Yeah, yeah. And you chuck the body in, they just ravage it. Bones and all.
You just buy sharks, so wouldn't you be easy?
It's cooler, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would.
Feed him to the dolphins.
Doesn't have the same ring, does it?
And you just swimming around the tank with it holding on
Yeah.
to its fin.
This is the best time I've ever had.
leaping through hoops.
I feel at one with nature.
Yeah, sharks is going to work better, isn't it? Or piranhas.
Piranhas, yeah, also piranhas.
Fish that suit your knob. You don't want them.
You don't want them, no.
God. Why haven't supervillains used them yet?
It's too taboo a subject even for Hollywood.
Ah, why have you left me in this empty tank? I will defeat you. Oh, that's no empty tank.
Oh,
Oh, it's swimming up your willy. Oh, man. Well, I don't know why I just fallen in a time hole.
well, either way.
Just like the nukes of Tunguska.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
next
harnessed
one.
whale.
Harnessed whales.
NASA has started preparing for the arrival of the God of Chaos.
Mike, read that again and give me a metal voice on God of Chaos.
NASA has started preparing for the arrival of the God of Chaos.
That's better.
From the independent.co.uk.
Yeah?
NASA has started preparing for the arrival of the God of Chaos.
Yeah!
I'm as perplexed as you. This is Ben's article.
I am the God of Chaos and I bring you chaos. Chaos. Oh, the street lights have all gone out. Ooh, chaos.
Oh, someone's breaking into the back door, they've got knives!
Chaos.
They stabbed my grandmother!
There's no milk and bread on the shelves. Oh, chaos. Oh, the flights have been cancelled. Chaos. Wow. He's a right annoying prick, this God of Chaos, isn't he? I'd much rather if he just fucking killed us all instead of fucking chaos. Oh dear. Anyway, what did Independent say, Mike?
Well, apparently on 13th of April 2029, people looking towards the sky will see a speck of light streaking across it, which will quickly get brighter and faster. It will be travelling so fast that it will cross the width of the moon in a minute and be as bright as stars in the sky.
Yeah, that was my pad falling off the sofa.
Not the god of chaos.
Chaos.
That's what's easier already.
Chaos.
Scientists have named the rock Apophis after the Egyptian god of chaos.
See, that's pretty metal.
That's such a misleading headline.
Yeah.
Fucking dicks, the Independent.
Oh, come on, that's still fucking pretty metal.
Suck it in, stoners like me.
Thinking the god of chaos is literally...
Galactus is coming. Fuck. It's a fucking rock. Not a supreme fucking intergalactic being. Dicks, the Independent. Dicks.
It's called Anubis. It's the Egyptian god of chaos.
It's called a cocktease.
He's probably got a dog's head. It'd be cool.
Apophis, isn't it?
Apophis, whatever. Either way, he's probably got a dog's head. It'll be fucking sweet.
No, if it's giant, like a world-eating dog, like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Well, he was sweet. Not what he's eating the world, though.
He had a good temperament, but
Apophis, probably not.
he might not know. He might be like a bear with a sore head. Anyway, what the fuck are we babbling about?
I have no idea.
Is this rock gonna hit us, Mike?
The glowing speck will be a huge asteroid 340 metres across that NASA is already preparing to watch as it flies past Earth. The space agency says that it will fly far enough away to be harmless at a distance of 19,000 miles.
That's closer than the moon.
Yeah, possibly.
It is. The moon's like 250,000 miles away or something like that.
But that is as close as some of the spacecraft that flies past Earth. What spacecraft? Aliens? Or Space Force?
They've just admitted it in the fucking Independent.
Yeah.
I'd say slipping in, you see.
Spacecraft.
Unless they're about our spacecraft.
Yeah, but which ones?
Well, that's it. Solar Wars, or just the NASA stuff.
Or Space Force.
Or Space Force. Because you know we've got Space Force.
I had a theory the other day. Copyright me, any fucker listening, so I'm going to turn this into a story, which I've already started on, but imagine if Space Force comes from the reason Donald just started randomly talking about Space Force. Well, if Solar Warden's real, but like, the real powers that be, it would just be like, Donny baby, you ain't allowed nowhere near Solar Warden. You don't get any influence over it. You don't get to see it, go near it. I know you know it's real, but no, we just simply cannot trust you. It's too important. And he's so pissed off about that he's going to start his own, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be called Space Force.
Maybe it's just a bit of a double bluff from Solar Warden, who are like, yeah, no, we got nothing like that, Donny, even though they are. And yeah, just give us more money. Give us more money.
I think it's even above his head. He don't know about the funding.
No, yeah.
Maybe that's how he found out about it. He stumbled upon them. Where's all these trillions of dollars going? Solar Warden. Oh my god. Aliens.
If only he was giving it to us to fund our band dreams.
But yeah, don't steal that idea. It's mine. That's how Space Force is going to get started.
The God of Chaos is coming.
Excellent. Could we pause it before I chaotically piss myself?
The God of Chaos is here.
Chaos!
Chaos! I'll make you pee.
Unexpectedly. So let's do the last bit of weird news. What we got? Whose turn is it as well?
Yeah, I think. Wow. Man, 29, in relationship with robot, reveals they plan on getting married. Wow.
Gaz, you misquoted your age again.
You know. A man in love with a robot has revealed they're planning on getting married. Joey Morris fell head over heels with Robotroll almost 2 years ago after being drawn to his, quote, satisfied smile and popping pink hair. The 29-year-old's previous lovers include a lamp, a transformer truck. You dirty bastard! You didn't! A transformer truck. It's obviously Optimus, or if it's not, it's Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not good. That's
sure this isn't you?
sacrilegious. I wouldn't defile Optimus Prime in that way. And fuck you for suggesting such a thing. You abhorrent beast of a man. That is our Lord and Saviour, the Father, Son, the Holy Truck.
Oh. So it's not you then?
I would never fuck an Optimus Prime. A decent sized model of RC? No, that's a different matter. She's at least a girl.
Oh, she's a bit of a sports car type.
Why do you
Can't she
assume that
turn-
if I fuck toys, I'd fuck boy toys?
Hang on, can't RC turn into a truck?
No, a car, a futuristic
Can't
car.
she turn into a bit of a futuristic truck as well?
No, it's a car.
Van, at least.
It's a car.
Yeah, well.
It's not a space van. Because you don't get space plumbers. Space plasterers. They need a space van on their way to Cybertron space work. No. And I didn't fuck a robot. Back to the news story.
Oh, you're reading it.
I would fuck a female life-size robot. Not an Optimus Prime toy, because I'm not a pervert. And I respect the Transformers as I identify as a Transformer, Ben, as we seem to discuss every single week, because you won't
Well,
respect
you
my
having sex
wishes.
with one would be normal.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be perverted.
And also,
Not with a
you'd be
little toy one.
And also, you'd be fucking Optimus Prime, and as you identify
But
as Lord
hang on.
Megatron.
By
that
that logic, it's alright for me now to fuck a little Barbie doll, and that's not weird. Because it's fucking weird.
you identify,
Whichever way you
you're
look
the one
at it.
identified as a Transformer.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm going to fuck little toy Transformers.
Oh.
I'm not sick.
Well,
I
the
feel
jury's
you've
still out on
been
that.
incredibly unsupportive and abusive this episode.
Just this episode.
Getting you back to last week, you called me a fascist.
Oh, you've got back at me for accusing you of being fascist by fascistly berating me.
Yeah.
Well, Heil Ben.
Well, I said that.
I can see his hard on from here.
That was a
Dirty
joke.
bastard.
That was a joke, obviously.
Heil Ben.
Is that hard on me noticeable?
Do you want me to stick my arm out?
Why?
Heil Ben.
Oh no, we're not going for that. I'm not ripping off the
The
Romans.
salute.
No.
I think
Anyway.
that wank him off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just what I know. Why?
What's wrong with you two? Why does someone say, shall I stick my arm out, mean hand job? Oh no, I hope I never get stuck in a lift with you two.
Because I asked if the hard on was that noticeable from there, and then you said, do you want me to stick my hand out? I think that's
Oh, when you put it like that, I apologise. I didn't just offer you hand relief. I offered you a Nazi salute to appease your fascist ego.
No, I don't want the salute.
But you do want a hand job.
Well,
Hand job's a hand job.
I just close my eyes, think of someone else.
I think we've reached a new low.
We'll beat
A
it
new
soon.
low.
We did Jimmy Savile for a Christmas episode.
Hey,
I'm
rephrase
looking
that.
again.
We didn't do him. We did an episode on
We didn't
him.
dig up his corpse and gangbang it for the Christmas episode.
Oh wow! Although that
Next
may-
year.
Well, we've got to top ourselves.
No, we haven't.
no,
No, don't rephrase that too.
What we might do in Christmas is quite a lonely time of the year.
Especially just buggered a corpse.
So still living with the PTSD of the previous Christmas.
Still might top myself. It's a shame.
Oh, so in January, if you want to host the show, Michael and top yourself. With Christmas. Fancy being Sarge of us instead of CV?
Excellent. I was going to say we could all do it at the same time on air, but then there'd be no one to upload it, would there?
No. Unless,
That's me, missus. I'll leave it in, I'll put it in the suicide
unless we leave a
note.
note saying please upload this episode. But at the same time,
I'll make us some Kool-Aid.
Flavour Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Flavour Aid.
Yeah, but the saying is Kool-Aid.
Flavour Aid.
Maybe factually correct, but the saying is Kool-Aid.
We're journalists, guys. We have to try to be factually correct.
In the interests of journalistic purity, Ben, fuck you. Back to the article about the robot shagging Transformer boy.
Well, you're reading it.
Exactly. grossly unprofessional way. Broadcast fucking journalist I am. The 29-year-old's previous lovers included a lamp, a transformer truck, and even a Halloween figurine.
Ugh.
But the relationships didn't last.
Oh no.
As Joey's attention waned. He began dating Robotroll in December 2017 after feeling, quote, nostalgic, and rekindled his love for the Battle Trolls collection online. Smitten Joey from Tannytown, Maryland, US, was age 10 when he realised he was objectum, which apparently means you're attracted to objects.
I watched a documentary once on these guys who literally had sex with cars.
I didn't know they had many documentaries on brazzers.com.
It's actually on Channel 4.
Oh, it's not much difference.
And it was literally these guys, it was people who were attracted to objects. Like, it featured a woman who married the Eiffel Tower, a woman who married a fence, or had sex with a fence. And these
I've seen that
guys,
video.
and these guys who were, and these guys who were attracted to cars, and you know, they basically have the nicest car that they find attractive. They do have sex with them.
Mechaphiles.
Yes, I
That's
guess
what they're
so.
called, people who are attracted to mechanical things. But anyway, this dirty bastard in particular, Joey, age 29. Oh dear, Joey. With his partner Robotroll. Oh no, that's a little quote. Anyway, he's looking forward to the future with his beau.
Beau.
Don't call it that. Including a trip to Florida and potentially a wedding one day. Joey said, quote, I realised I was drawn to objects when I was 10 years old, as I wanted to become friends with a lamp at school.
Oh, it's like a dark turn. His only friend was a lamp.
Wow, even I did better than that.
Yours is a tramp.
Wow.
Hey, at least he's a real person.
The teacher found out about our relationship and took the lamp away. Well, you should have been talking to the fucking lamp and sticking your cock round it.
What the point? Where's the child psychologist in all of this?
Gotta love that teacher's style though. But sir, it's my only friend. Yoink! Throws in a fucking cupboard, smash. Locks the cupboard. Well, it's fucking gone, you little prick.
You don't know about the next paragraph, mate.
Oh no. Fool. Over the next few years, I fell in love with an animatronic called Donna the Dead, and also with the Transformer Optimus Prime when he was in truck form. Well, at least you had the decency to put him in truck form before you fucking
Defiled him.
Yeah. That's a sacrilegious act, in my opinion. However, my love for these objects never lasted long, as my love for Robotroll, who is my current primary love. I ordered him on eBay for $20 and received him in December 2017, and that's when our relationship truly began. Of course, Joey, because you couldn't fuck him until he was delivered. You silly prick, it doesn't mean you're in love. Now I'm looking forward to my future with Robotroll. I'm going to take him with me on holiday to Orlando, Florida. I'd love it if one of the TSA agents thinks it's got coke in it and smashes it.
Oh, yeah.
No! Robotroll!
Is he travelling it with it as luggage?
Or is it going in the hole?
Or
Like,
is it in the hold? Is it next to him on a seat? Has he booked a seat for it?
This
Is that the
happened-
amount of? Is that the level of insanity we're at here, where he's booking a seat for his Robotroll?
probably. I would willing to bet. Anyway, I think we've got to the bottom of this. It's along the lines of that woman who married the...
Zombie doll.
Excuse me, I belched, Ben. Yes,
Wow.
you may point at me and call me an unprofessional and tell me I'm not a journalist, but
I've done enough of that for 1 week.
I am a journalist.
If you keep telling yourself that.
Okay, I think we're flogging a dead horse here because I am.
Did I send you guys that video of the zombie chick again, the zombie girl? Did I send it to you, Mike?
What was she doing?
She now had a string of zombie doll lovers, but she was
Yes.
still married to the original one.
I saw it, yeah.
So their love wasn't pure. They've had to start experimenting to spice up the love life.
No, I just
There's
think
only
she's...
so many ways you can shove an inanimate object up your thatch.
No, I just think what it is more than anything is she'd stopped being relative on these weird news sites.
That's true.
And had to think of something else.
Yeah.
She's made a bit of money out of this, hasn't she? My sort of insanity has made me some money.
I think you've hit the nail on the head very well there. So I think that concludes the weird news for this week. Another robot fucker. You better leave Optimus Prime alone. What? My intrepid co-host Ben, who claims to be a journalist, is next.
Don't claim to be Gaz, I am one. Next, it's the favourite game show in this flat. It's Never Go Full Alex. Completely original. We invented it, probably.
Yep.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
So, each week, Mike finds us a couple of clips of some random weirdos. One I actually had for weird news this week, but Mike told me I couldn't because he was going to feature it. But it's great. He then pits them against the arch saint of insanity himself, Alex Jones, and we decide who wins. Because remember that it's alright to go a little bit Alex, quarter Alex, half Alex, maybe even 3/4 Alex, but you should never go full Alex.
Never.
No. Just don't do it. Unless you're Alex Jones.
Yeah, unless you're getting paid to do it like he does.
Yeah.
So, anyway, who's first, Mike?
Okay, first up we got Kat Kerr,
Oh.
who says she knows Jesus personally and he likes Trump.
Oh.
Daddy was a friend on Facebook.
And whether anyone likes it or not, if you're political, get over it. Trump is going to win again in 2020. People have their own opinions. I don't have one. I say what God says. It is going to be quite a roller coaster ride. It is. But we're not just going to get a few years. We're going to get 24 years of God in the White House.
That means 24 years of Trump.
I don't get why 24.
He said the country will be so different than it is now. Life will be sought after everywhere. People will have to go live in regions of darkness to escape the glory of God. Here we go. Who do you support? Jesus Christ? Who you vote for? Jesus Christ?
Is he on the ballot?
I was going to say, I didn't know he was standing. But he can't, he's got holes in his feet.
Jesus Christ! I just happen to know him personally. He likes Trump.
So she knows Jesus personally,
Yeah.
and he likes Trump. He's alright.
I really like that Trump guy.
Oh, well, she's a stark raving lunatic.
She's a barefaced fucking liar.
I mean, why 24 years? So let's say Trump does 8. Let's say that after that Pence gets in, and he does 8. Where's
Pompeo? Pompeo.
Pompeo? Is he the other...
He's a Secretary of State now, I think, isn't he?
Oh, is he also like a massive Christian lunatic?
Probably.
Cause for 24 years there's been a religious man in the White House. White House? Who the fuck is White House?
So,
Very insular.
but why? So, is the 24 years? What happens then? Are we not going to have God in the White House? Why isn't God in the White House after a specific amount of time, like 24 years? Does the world end in 24 years?
That
Is
is
there something she's not telling
Well, to be
us?
fair, it's only a short clip.
That's the return of
Satan!
Oh, so you got 24 years then?
Live it up.
Well, why not? Get yourself in his good books.
Going loco down in Acapulco. Because you know the world's ending.
Yeah.
Put your bloody 80s cheese pop songs on.
Get a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Even though we're in England. And we'll go down the bull ring in Birmingham in our Hawaiian shirts.
Playing that song on a ghetto blaster.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, the world's going to end.
Yeah. The Lord of Chaos is coming. The God of Chaos is coming.
Chaos.
Chaos. Fantastic.
So anyway, she's quite insane.
Yes.
Who you got next, Mike?
Next up is Donald Trump himself.
Holy baloney.
He has made one appearance on here.
Yes.
Before.
Holy shit.
Trump's surprising answer to question about his age.
Oh, I've heard this.
Well, I think that I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Is he too old? I would never say anyone was too old, but I know they're all making me look very young, both in terms of age and I think in terms of energy. I think you people know that better than anybody.
I'm like the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
He's the oldest president so far, isn't he?
But he didn't mention there, though, that his youthful energy comes from an almost constant supply of high-grade pharmaceutical drugs.
I was going to say adrenochrome.
The man is amphetamine to his eyeballs.
You think?
A lot of people think that, and not just tinfoil hat people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was almost expecting to say, I'm young, gifted and black. Do you know what I mean? This guy, the
Gifted
nerd.
and black, so black.
Well,
Totally black.
I wouldn't say he was entirely white. Orange.
Someone out there who could do a much better Trump impression than me, please record him singing Young, Gifted and Black. I need to hear that now.
Yeah.
Young, gifted and black, so black, totally black. I am the blackest of the black.
Orangest of the orange.
Yeah, it certainly is. You fucking big, you great big what's it, man.
It's like, we can see you, Donald. We can see you're not a very young man.
So young.
It's like...
What does the youngest mean? You're a fetus. What about it? Makes no sense.
He's literally a ball of cells in a womb with a shirt and tie on at this point.
It's the same amount of brain cells.
It explains his vocabulary.
But that was just nonsense though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's just
I was
like...
gonna say, it wasn't too mental, it was just, it was a bit
Wasn't too mental.
geriatric
No, it's
nonsense.
It's nonsense, it's
I
not...
know we're used to this. I know
Yeah,
we're
we're a bit
used to this.
desensitised tonight.
But it's madness, I tell me, it's madness. The man's a lunatic.
You can't see me. I'm not even here. I'm totally invisible.
And then chaos breaks in.
We can see you, Mr. President. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, we really can, sir. No. La 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 la.
Fingers in his ears.
He gets his hair, shoves his massive hair in his ears. La 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 la. I can't hear you.
I think he would strip naked at that point and skip to the White House. Or try and skip to the White
He'd
House.
still get voted in, though. He'd still win. Oh well. Teflon Trump. Teflon Don.
He is. Yeah. No, the Teflon Don was John Gotti.
Oh, okay. What did they get him on? Oh, they got killed in the end, didn't he?
I'm not sure if they got him on tax in the end.
No, that's Al Capone.
No, I'm sure it's something similar.
They got him on tax evasion.
I'm not sure actually with John Gotti. If it's the snitches he got snitched on.
Oh, did that snitches get stitches?
I think they're in the witness protection program now.
Son of a bitch. So they might have got stitches in the form of plastic surgery, so the saying is true.
It is, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, alright, so let's see what Alex has got this week. Can Alex top either of them? Because that Kim Kerr's winning for me.
Is he holding a pair of pants or a bag, Mike?
Pair of white fronts.
Why is he
6X.
6XL.
Yeah.
Why is he
Wow.
holding them?
You'll find
Am I
out.
passing this on as well,
Yeah.
by the way?
I've still got this one, so kill it.
Alright, well, see what Alex is going to say. InfoWars. Great name, though, isn't it?
Buckley Hammond, my cousin, has been working with us as long as Steve Lane's been working with us. Went over to the big and tall store. Walmart didn't even have 6X. Target didn't have it. 42,000 pairs, 6X for the illegal aliens from south of Mexico that bus up on a train every day. To understand, folks, you could wear this. I could wear this as a onesie, okay? I could wear this as a leotard. I mean... oh my God.
That's a massive pair of pants.
Oh my God, we're being invaded by South American walruses. The government is shipping in 42,000 people. They're big as the job of the Hutt. This country is so screwed up, man.
I feel uncomfortable.
I don't know why he's...
Take a proportion. If you're radio listening, you can't see It's so ridiculous. Oh my God, excuse me. What do you make of that?
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, obviously we tuned in before I came on the air to just make sure we had some continuity, but I was stunned. I've never heard of any such thing. Almost nothing surprises me anymore, though.
Alex is now putting on the pants.
Oh, I love Obama.
Looks like a KKK hood.
Doesn't it?
Well, that was embarrassing for Alex.
I'm stunned. That was some of the worst acting I've ever seen him do.
Bill Hicks is better than that. Maybe proving he's not Bill Hicks.
Hey. So was the story that he's trying to say the government have shipped in 42,000 giant pairs of pants because the immigrants coming over here are so fat America doesn't have pants big enough for them. America, land of the giant-sized person, they don't have the pants.
We love you, America.
So you've had to import the pants.
What I'm guessing is that they must have a stockpile of underwear and they've got to cater for every size, haven't they?
Yeah.
Immigrants coming in.
Yeah, how many
fresh clothes?
How many fat immigrants are there?
Well, that's what I mean. But there might not be. But there might be one or two that are 6X that you need to.
They've been on the road for months trying.
Well,
I get your point, right?
It's just a rule, isn't it? It's like it's like company. We have to cater just in case. We have to get at least a pair of every.
Or we have to sellotape 2 3Xs together.
I mean, he's saying they got 42,000 6X. I find that unbelievable.
I just find his whole performance to be really creepy this time round. He was obviously fake as fuck.
Yeah.
Trying to wind up his listeners. That was pretty mental. I'm going to get off the fence. I'm going to say I think he's took it this week. Trump, I realise what you're saying, Mike. Trump, that is mental. An old man standing there saying, I'm so young. I realise that is mental. But this is full Alex and... I don't know. Does he win? He wins for acting mental.
I'll go for it. Who's first?
I'm going for Kat Kerr. I know Jesus personally he likes Trump. She said the most batshit insane this week. I mean, Trump's. I'm so young, but yeah, he spouts he spouts bullshit like that every day. Alex was just trying to wind people up. She's the most insane this week.
Okay.
She knows Jesus personally.
You guys.
Split decision. I think I'm going with Alex because of how uncomfortable he made me feel.
Oh, it's a 3-way tie.
Ooh.
I'm going with Trump.
Is that the first time this has happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
So do we go rock, paper, scissors now or what?
They just saw us batshit at each other this week.
It's a joint win.
Yeah.
It's a joint win. Trump wins his first. Kat Kerr wins her first. Yeah. Alex gets another notch in the win column.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Wow.
There you go. Right.
They have it, a first.
Mm-hmm.
First for the show.
Thanks for listening. I've been Ben. Don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult.
I've been a consummately professional broadcast journalist who happens to be called Gaz. I will say free Biff Tannen and thanks for listening. Good night.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And may the God of Chaos watch over you.
Chaos. Gaz is a journalist.
Young, gifted, and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream. To be young, gifted, and black. Nobody's younger than me. Nobody's more gifted than me. Nobody's blacker than me. I'm totally young, totally gifted, totally black. I'm huge in the black community. Good people. Gifted and black. And that's a fact. Fake news. Fake news. He's a moron. We must begin to tell our young, okay, that there's a world waiting for you, okay, a huge world. yours is a place that's just begun. When you feel really low, totally low, there's a great truth that you should know. To be young, gifted, and black, your soul's intact, totally intact. My soul is huge. Nobody's got a better soul than me. Young, gifted, and black. Oh, how I long to know the truth. Fake news. There were times when I look back and I am haunted by my youth. My youth was totally haunting. Nobody's youth was more haunting than mine. But we can all be proud to say, to be young, gifted, and black, that's where it's at. Huge. I'm totally young, totally gifted, totally black. So black. Nobody's blacker than me. Nobody's blacker than me. I'm huge. The wall just got 10 feet higher. Fake news. Huge. I'm huge. Huge in the black community. Anyway, I'm gonna go and piss on a prostitute.